right, welcome to the baseball show. Today is Monday, July 8th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Cash Out Monday. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Raymond Report. Come and check out the free Raymond Report each and every day right here at atsstats.com, where you will learn about value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and we always use a strict money management system. Come learn more today about the Raymond Report. Again, all you got to do is go to atsstats.com, go to the top of the page, click on MLB, and it'll take you to the Raymond Report free version. And if you're interested in two of my books, I got Ron Raymond's 50 Greatest Sports Betting Secrets. You can get that book today here at the website, atsstats.com, or the 24-hour rule, where you can embrace patience and discipline in sports betting and celebrating your victories. And you know what? We did some good celebration on Sunday. And hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to give yourself a Ric Flair, because we had a pretty good day on Sunday. Yeah, let's take a look at our picks. We went 4-0 to our baseball selections. We had the Texas Rangers minus 127. We had Arizona over San Diego at plus 1.5. We had Milwaukee at plus 1.5 over the Dodgers, and the Blue Jays at plus 1.5. So a pretty good day. And then we finished off the nightcap with a win with the over in the BC Lions Hamilton Tiger Cats game. And the Hamilton Tiger Cats, struggling. Boy, they're in for a tough season. 0-5 right now on the campaign. And my CFL pick went 3-1 this weekend. So you know what? I made it to a Cash Out Monday, cashed out a bit of money, and hopefully you guys made some money this weekend using the Raymond Report. And that's how it's supposed to be like, right? Use the Raymond Report. Hopefully it helps you with your winning selections, and hopefully you guys had a great weekend like I did. And man, it's good to be back in the saddle here for Monday. Only a few games though. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games on the Major League Baseball scorecard today. So we'll see what we got going. All right, who's Mizzou's in the bullpen? It's the network. The LA Sparks ruined my night with 41 seconds left. Shake my head. Jermaine Connolly, good morning, brother. Good morning, Jermaine. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your morning, and hopefully you made it to a Cash Out Monday. And as you can see, I don't know what it is now, man. I'm picking up, ever since I've been coaching football, we go on these road trips, and you go in the Iron Lung, which they call the those your Voyager buses there, the what do you call those those big buses there, where you go in there's a certain name for it. Anyways, the second time we go on these long road trips, I come back and I get sick, but you know what, it's all good. Coach is in the saddle, ready to go, and we'll get you guys some good morning. Good morning, Ron, in the bullpen. There's Jerry Davis. And you know what? Let's give these guys a good shout out right now. Hey? Good morning, Vietnam! All right. That doesn't bring a smile to your face. I don't know what does, right? And man, you guys look like you had a good weekend. Not bad weekend, says Jermaine Connolly. That's good to hear. There's Timothy Hake. Good morning, Ron, in the bullpen. Sunny and hot in Ohio. Hey, Ohio. Speaking of Ohio, don't forget, check out our... Ohio's looking pretty good this year for the are you a Buckeye fan there, Timothy Hake? Because your Buckeyes are going to be pretty good. You got a transfer there from Kansas State. Where did I see that this weekend? Hang on, let me go to Ohio State. And the ranking, I got them. Yeah, they got the transfer, Will Howard from Kansas State. You know what? The Buckeyes in our Big Ten offensive ranking, number 1. I think. Hey, you don't need to be a brain scientist to know that Ohio State, Michigan, and those are always the 1-2 when it comes to the Big Ten, right? All right, it's still the baseball show, but getting ready for the college football, and hopefully you guys are ready for some winners. And at the end of the day, we promise you 2 things on this show.
Can we have fun?
And number 2.
I want winners.
And with that, let's get to the opening bell and let's go make some money today here on a Cash Out Monday. All right, in this corner, weighing $150, the bookmaker, and you know what? The bookmaker did all right yesterday. 73% of the favorites won yesterday, 11-4. So 11-4, 73%. The last 7 days, the neutral market for the favorites, 53.3%. But over the weekend, the favorites slightly bullish, 57.7. And if you look at my average, it's 57.2. That's where I cap off the bullish cycle at 57.2%. So, you know what? Hopefully you guys had a good weekend in baseball. And looking at the I had a pretty good. Hey, yesterday I picked 3 dogs on the run line, and if you're if you're wondering why does he take the run line, because they win at a pretty good clip. In fact, 60% over the weekend, and we did okay betting baseball run line, 54.4% on the year. It's going down a bit. We had a pretty good run there for the favorites in the month of June, I believe it was, or May and June. But look at that, the run line underdog having a good run. So if you're not betting run line underdogs, you're missing some free cash here on the Raymond Report. All right, 60% of the games went over yesterday. 3-day weekend, neutral market, man. It's always amazing, when you're looking at the numbers, like the sides, the totals. It's amazing how the bookmakers always, they're always 50-50 when it comes to the over/under. That's because they cannot control the straight up factor, right? They can control it with the money line. And, but at the end of the day, the bookmakers, that's the only category they can't control, right? The straight up factor. And again, they can with the money line to discourage you to bet, minus 300, 400. But on the point spread, you can see that they're pretty close at 54 and 45.6%. NBA, let me see how they're finishing the NBA this year. This will give us a little bit of a gauge. Right? So if you look here, 69.2% of NBA favorites won this year. That's amazing. Think about that. Almost 70% of NBA favorites won straight up, and 51 and 47 when it came to the over-under. On the ATS. And you see 51-47. Obviously, that doesn't equal 100, but there's some pushes in there too, right? So if you're wondering, hey, how come that's only like 58%? Well, you got to figure 1 or 2% for the ties. All right. Hey, you know what? Wow, look at the bullpen. Hey. You got to give another good morning to the stragglers who came in.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Yeah, there's got a cold, sir. Yeah, another cold. Hey, the iron lung got me again 2 weeks ago when we went to Brampton. As you guys know, I coach summer football, and we lost this weekend to a very good Durham Dolphins team. Man, this team we played this weekend. So I coach U19 players, right? Or U20. So there's 17, 18, 19-year-old football players in the summer. It's the best players in the province that play in this league. And there's a team. There's really 3 really good teams in this province. One of them is the Durham Dolphins. And man, they showed us this weekend. They got 5 receivers that could play at the college level here in Canada, and some of them in the States too. They got this number 7 player. Wow, this kid was amazing. He made a 5-yard hook into like a 40-yard touchdown. He just a 5-yard stop, turned around, boom, took it to the house. It was just amazing. But and London, Essex, and who's the other good team in London, Essex, and Hamilton. Yeah, Hamilton, they're going to be tough to compete with. But every time I go on these road trips, I always pick up something from the players. So yeah, I'm battling a little bit of a chest cold here this morning, Scott. So, but you know what? Hey, suck it up. Hey, next man up, and here I am. I'm ready to go. All right, Jim Duiger is in the house, and good morning, Jim. And Googler, good morning, Vietnam. So hey, you know what? The bullpen is ready to go, and only 7 games. July. I don't know what it's like in your cities, but you can see July is a big vacation month for families, right? Normally, you're like here in Ottawa, we call it the Queensway, where, it's the main, it's like the transit route for, getting between cities. And it was just, my buddies were telling me this morning, it's like a ghost town in the city. I'm sure it's like that everywhere though, right? It says July is one of those months where the kids are off, everybody's taking vacation, the traffic's a little lighter in the city. Probably you guys are at the cottage right now listening to the show, hopefully with your coffee, or if you're out in Europe, you're probably having a Heineken or whatever. But so anyways, where was I here? Oh yeah, poll question of the day, guys. If you see the poll question today, I got you know me, right? I love to bet futures ticket, because I think people don't really understand. Even though you're betting a futures ticket, you don't need it to win the championship. You just need it to make the playoffs, right? And if you can, here's the question of the day: which World Series futures long shot do you like the best? And here's the 3 options I'm giving the audience: Houston plus 750, the Boston Red Sox plus 6,000, and the Texas Rangers plus 7,000. I didn't include Milwaukee because I think Milwaukee's in a weak division, and I just thought, you know what, Houston, Boston, Texas, I think those are, if you guys want to make some money, all we got to do is make the playoffs, make the wild card, and then you can start hedging off those bets, right? So let me know what you guys think right now. Houston and Boston are getting the early money. I like Texas. You know what, guys? I was looking at the standings this morning, and take a look at Texas. They are only 7.5 games out of the wild card. I know they're in a tough division there in the American League West. There's 6 games out of Seattle and Houston, right? So there's, you know, Seattle. I just don't know if they can't score runs. Seattle's average, you know, here's the thing. Where's Seattle? I think they're only averaging like 3-point-something runs per game in the last last month or so. So Seattle's biggest issue is they can't score runs right now. So I think Houston and Texas is going to overtake that division late in month of August. And that's why I think if you're going to play futures, bet right now. Yeah, Seattle's fading fast, says Jerry Davis. 100%, Jerry. I agree with you right there. That's why I put Texas and Houston in this poll question, because I think if you want to get some futures money and just start hedging once they make the playoffs, I think Texas at plus 7,000. Boys and girls, I think we can get some money out of that, right? Boston plus 6,000 and Houston 750. Houston, yeah, you know what? If they get Verlander back and healthy, it'll be a different story, right? So let me see here the pitching for the Houston. Let's take a look at the Houston Astros depth chart. Houston, do we have a problem? Hey. Let's take a look at the Houston Astros depth chart. So Verlander, 15-day DL. Framber Valdez, Ronel Blanco, Hunter Brown, Spencer Arrighetti, Jake Bloss is on the 15-day DL. Luis Garcia, we're not going to get him. Lance McCullers done. Jose Urquidy probably done, and Christian Javier. You know, imagine if they can get McCuller back. Obviously, Urquidy's gone with the Tommy John, and Christian Javier, I don't think he's coming back either. But man, I think Houston, you know, they showed in the Toronto series that they got some bats, right? They can really concern. Jim Dewigger says Bull Sox 75 at my book. Yeah, 75-1 is great odds. And the Boston Red Sox, Rafael Devers last night, eh? You know, when you get one of those games, I think Rafael Devers had one of those games yesterday. Everything he touched went to gold, right? But what game we on today, says Jermaine Connolly. Yeah, we're going to get on some games right now. And last time, poll question of the day, which World Series future long shot do you like the best? Houston plus 750, Boston plus 6,000, or the Texas Rangers plus 700. I think that's three good teams that we really have a good shot to make some money on. All right, let's get to the games here for today, and let's go to game number 1, and let's put it on the board. Hey, Hawk, where's my Hawk?
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, I miss Hawk over the weekend. Man, anyways, you know what? You know when you handicap, you know, this is probably another poll question, but when you guys handicap, what's your convincing, like your go-to when you handicap and you say, you know what, if this has to align perfectly? Like, obviously I'm an analytics guy, but yesterday, and most days, it's a gut feeling, right? You know, when you just get into that mode of, like, you look at the numbers and in situational handicapping and player veteran experience, and that's how I felt yesterday when I did my picks and I looked at those 3 long shots that I took Arizona, I took Toronto, and what else did I take? I took Milwaukee. The 3 late games. When I looked at those games, it was 3 late games, and I was saying, man, I don't normally touch those late games, but for some reason, Arizona, they had a great weekend. They've been having a good run. Milwaukee and Toronto. I just felt Toronto yesterday with Jose Barrios. When you get a veteran pitcher like that, you can have all the analytics in the world, you can have all the numbers go against you, but you're going with the player, right? That's how I felt yesterday when I was taking my picks, and it's just, man. And I find sometimes you just get in these zones, right? And it can go the other way. It can go south really quick too. You get these good zones, you get these bad zones. But anyways, let's talk about Mitch Keller today going up against Christian Scott of the New York Mets. Now the Mets coming in this one as a road underdog. The Pirates minus 115. They're on a 2-game losing streak right now. They lost 3-2 to the Mets yesterday, and the total's 8.5. Computer Pick is liking the Pittsburgh Pirates 4.53 to 4.42. The over-under landing on 8.95. Pittsburgh 4-6 last 10, 3-7 when it comes to the over-under. So 70% of the Pirates' last 10 games have gone under the total. 5-3-2 for the Mets. And looking at my value index, minus 137 is my line here. You can see the bookmakers giving you a little bit of a Walmart discount of minus 115. Chance of winning 53% compared to 42.8 for the New York Mets. Mets on an 8-game win streak right now. And if you look at the Mets, they're averaging only 3 runs per game. Imagine that. They're on a 2-game win streak. And what are they, 5-5 last 10? 5-5, and they're only averaging 3 runs per game. And I see Jerry Davis says the under. Did he? I just knew the Dodgers were going to hit up my former Razorback, Dallas Keuchel. Yeah, Dallas Keuchel, the lefty. You know what? Keuchel could be on and off, right? Is this another under game? Says Jermaine Connolly. You know what? It's looking like an under game. But you look at Pittsburgh. You know, they had that big night on, was it Friday night? They scored like 14 runs. Yeah, 14-2, right? 14 runs. That's what's really messing up this this average right here of 5 runs per game. 6 runs the last 3 games, 3.3. Pitching has been okay. You know what, Jermaine? I think the under is where you probably get that cash here today. I like Keller in this game, so I'm going to lean towards the Pittsburgh Pirates in this game here today. And when they're in the 4th game of a series, only 0-1 at home this season, so not a lot of games. Home teams, oh boy. Home teams don't do well on the 4th game of a series. Look at that. Home teams are 28-35 in the 4th game of a series. So I'm not, and they're on a 2-game losing streak, and they're playing the Mets. And the Mets are what, a B-type team? You know what? You look at the Pittsburgh Pirates. You know, their due factors kicking in, right? But I think the under is where you cash that ticket today. I'm going to go under the totals. Getaway days, the 4th game of a series. I'm going to go under the total today at PNC Park, and you can put it on the board.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, let's move to Washington, where the Nationals are going to take on the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Cardinals. Take a look at their numbers going into this one. They will be a road underdog. In fact, minus, let me see what bookmaker has here. Let me take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals. No, they're a favorite. Yeah, it's a pick'em line. I got minus 104, minus 106, but they're favored on the run line at minus 1.5 at plus 150. You're getting plus 150. I'm not a big. If I'm taking the underdog on the run line, I'm taking the plus money. I'm taking always. I mean, not the plus money. I'm taking the plus points. And yeah, obviously you're gonna lay a little bit of more juice, but I kind of like that Geico insurance, right? All right, Mitchell Parker is pitching today for the Nationals. He is a lefty going against the veteran Miles Mikolas. Mikolas 6-7, a 5.19 ERA, and Parker's 5-4, 3.61 ERA. Forgot to give you guys the pitching numbers on Mitch Keller. 9-5, a 3.48 ERA, and I got Christian Scott here going at 0-2, a 4.32 for the Mets. So I just wanted to give you guys that. And looking at St. Louis, looking at their last 10, they're 6-4 straight up, 7-3 to the over, while Washington 4-6, 6-3. And looking at the series numbers, you can see in this series, another 4th game of a series, the Nationals lost game number 1, 7-6, and then they won game number 2, 14-6, and then the Cardinals won yesterday, 8-3. So another 4-game series. And let me see how these teams do in the 4th game of a series. And St. Louis on the road in game 4, 1-1, and for the Washington Nationals in game 4 of a series, 2-0 this season. So the Nationals are 2-0. Interesting numbers right there. And today we're getting Mitchell Parker minus 105. I kind of like that. You know what? What about the run line? Washington, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go Washington, and the over is 10-5 between St. Louis and Washington last 15 games in Washington. So if you like the total in this one, just know that the over is 10-5 last 15. Last 3 games I've gone over, and when Washington's at home against a B-type team, 11-7-1 to the over. So keep an eye on that. But you know what? I'm going to go Washington on the run line, and I'm going to go with Parker against Miles Mikolas, the veteran. Give me Washington plus 1.5, and you can put it on the board.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, let me take a look at the stats and trends on that game, see if I got any trends to give you on the Washington. Yeah, the Nationals are 26-13 as a home team, coming off a 5-run loss the last 10 games. 10 years. Yeah, not 10 games, 10 years. All right, let's go to game number 3 on the board, and Cleveland taking on Detroit. The Guardians are going to send Gavin Williams to the hill against Kyler Monteiro of the Detroit Tigers. Now, Gavin Williams 0-1, 11.25 ERA, and Monteiro 1-2, a 6.60 ERA. The bookmakers making Cleveland's a minus 135 favorite, 8.5 is the total. And according to our computer pick, we're going to lean with Cleveland in this one, 4.86 to 4.27, the over-under at 9.13. So we do like this game to fly over the total. Both these teams coming in at 500 in their last 10 games, 5-5, 7-2-1 to the over. So if everything's coming over, Kogo's at 48%, which is kind of balanced when you think about it, right? You see a 7-2-1 to the over, 6-4. I thought the Kogo would be a little bit lower, but it's at 48%. Interesting right there. And when you look at the PVI SOS, the parity value strength of schedule, and I'm a big strength of schedule guy, right? Because, when you're playing a different type of team, you got a different psychology, right? If you're playing at, one of the top teams, like say you're playing Ohio State or Michigan in football, you're going in that game knowing, man, this is going to be it's going to be a friggin' ass kicking, or this is going to be it's going to be a full out brawl, right? But when you go in, you're playing like Kent State or Ball State, and you're Michigan or Alabama, well, your mindset is a little bit different, right? Market psychology, bookmakers know that. For the Cleveland Guardians, they're only 15-2 on the road against C-type teams. So for some reason, anytime Cleveland goes and plays on the road against teams below 500, they don't bring their A game. They're only 15-12, and they're the top team in baseball right now. 26-21 on the road. Detroit 19-22, but unfortunately, we're not getting a veteran, one of the top threes pitchers for the Tigers. We're getting Kyler Monteiro, who's 1-2, a 6.60 ERA. But Gavin Williams going for the Cleveland Guardians. He's not one of their top guys either. So. This is, is it a totals one? Are we touching the totals? Tigers win this series, says the truth. And is this, what game is this in the series? And, okay, this is game one of the series, right? And Detroit coming off a 5-4, 5-3, and 5-1 sweep. Hey, Detroit, hey, don't look now. Stop the press. Detroit's on a 3-game win streak, coming off a sweep over Cincinnati. And was that at Cincinnati too? Yeah. Wow. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. Okay. How about Cleveland? I know Cleveland, they struggled a bit there against, let me see here, 5-4 win against the Giants, and 5-4, and then 4-2. Yeah, you know what? I remember that. They lost the first game, but they bounced back in the other two. I think the public's going to be all over Cleveland here. It's either over or you play Detroit plus 1.5 runs. Plus 1.5. It's going to be a dog day afternoon there, Mr. Norm Peterson.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
Yeah, give me the Detroit Tigers at plus 1.5 runs, and you can put it on the board.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, let me see here. Freeland team total over should be free. Tigers win the series. Detroit switching time zones. You know what? 1 hour time zones. I don't think that's a big deal. Cincinnati. Is Cincinnati a different time zone? Really? I thought Cincinnati was Eastern time zone. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is Mountain, or I don't know. Is Cincinnati? I thought Cincinnati was hang on, Detroit. Who did they play last? They played Cincinnati, didn't they? Was Cincinnati Mountain time zone? All right. Anyways, we'll see that. Going back to the poll question of the day: which World Series future long shot do you like the best? Houston plus 1750, Boston plus 6,000, Texas plus 7,000. And, Houston Astros getting the money right now, plus 1750. Yeah, that's what I thought. My bad. I'm thinking Angels. Okay, yeah. Don't throw me off on a Monday there, Jermaine. Hey, come on. Let's keep me in the saddle here. All right, battling a cold. Don't need to battle time zones. Let's go to Cincinnati. Hey, let's go to Cincinnati.
Will the next person that sees anybody throw anything onto this field, point them out, and get them out of here? You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati Reds going to send Andrew Abbott to the hill today. He'll be up against Ryan Feltner of the Colorado Rockies. Now, the Rockies, they don't like Cincinnati. They want to stay back at Coors because Colorado is only 3-12 in their last 15 visits to the Great American Ballpark. And Andrew Abbott, though, is that too much respect? Hey, that's a lot of respect, eh? Colorado, they're the Rodney Dangerfield of friggin' baseball right now. They get no respect. They shouldn't get no respect. They're not having a good year. But minus 174, that looks like a lot of money right here. I had 141. And Colorado, too bad they're stinking up the joint because they were doing not too bad, actually. What were they in their last 15? 6-9. Okay, 5-5 last 10. You know, Colorado, is a lot like who would Colorado be like a lot? Like the White Sox. You know, they can be on and off. I find the White Sox are a lot like that too, right? You never know what you're going to get with these those two teams. But I just feel this is a good fade on Andrew Abbott, the lefty. You're getting too much respect. Cincinnati on a 3-game losing streak, but the only problem is Colorado doesn't do well in this stadium. 3-12. I think the over is maybe a better ticket here. What do you guys think? The over in this one between Colorado and Cincinnati? Anytime you got a road team coming off a game where they allowed 10 runs against, 22-13 to the over. And what about Cincinnati? Last 30 days, 4-9 to the under. Or maybe it's a stay away game, right? What does my stats and trends say here in this game? I think if you play this game, you play the total. Colorado doesn't do well in this building. I'm thinking of extending or over, says Jermaine Connolly. Yeah, you know what? I think the over is where you go get that cash. Straight cash, homie. Hey, Randy?
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, I think... you know what? I'm getting conflicting numbers here, and normally when I get all these conflicting numbers, I go to my my sports gut, or what are my eyes telling me, right? You know, it's like I always tell the receivers, you catch if you guys are football, and if anybody out there who's a football coach or receiver, or if you're a pass receiver, you played the receiver in the past. Always, hey, what does your receiver coach always tell you? You catch with your hands or your eyes. Right? And if the player says, well, I catch with my hands, tell them to close their eyes and then tell them to catch the football, right? You catch with your eyes. And that's the thing in sports handicapping, right? I got to play this with my eyes here. What is my eyes and my brains telling me on this game right here? Andrew Abbott, minus 174. That's way too much respect. Way too much respect. I think you either pass, and if you're forcing me to bet this game, I think the over is where you play this. Over 9. And the over is 10-5 in the last 15 at Great American Ballpark. So if you like this game, play the over, and you can put it on the board.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, the truth says, I heard on the radio that the Reds ballpark is the most home run friendly park in the last 15. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, I like that.
You like that?
I do like that.
I like that.
I do like that, Kirk. That's great information. Thanks, The Truth. And that's what the bullpen's all about, right? When you guys hear stuff, we share it. Caring is sharing, right? And this is what anytime we do these shows, and that's why I love it when you guys are interactive and you're giving us information, because then I'm not the I don't always want to be the one like leading you guys to a side. I love it when you guys give me information too, right? Just because I'm here doing the show doesn't mean I have a crystal ball and I have all the answers. I love when you guys make me think too, right? Because sometimes I sit here and I feel really good on something, then you throw something like that. It's like, okay, you know what? Stop and think here for a second. So thanks for that, Truth. I love it when you guys give me great information like that. That's what it's all about. It's about network and giving out good information. And let's get. And at the end of the day, what are we trying to do? Get to the winner's circle, right? All right, let's go to Guaranteed Rate Field, where the Chicago White Sox are taking on the Twins. Minnesota's going to send Chris Paddock to the hill against Chris Flexen. And look at that. The White Sox, again, they're just like Colorado. You just don't know what you're going to get, right? It's like a box of chocolate. Minnesota, Chris Paddock, 5-3, a 5.29 ERA. Chris Flexen, man, should have stayed in Seattle. 2-7, a 5.09 ERA. Minnesota's 10-5 at Guaranteed Rate Field last 15 visits. They've won their last 4 in Chicago. Hey, they're coming in hot, 7-3 straight up, 7-3 against the number. And that's the only thing that scares me. When you handicap a game and everything's falling in line and it looks like it's like 98% of the audience or the bettors are on one team, and you're like, crap, I don't like that. Hey, you like that? No, I don't like that.
Like that?
No, I don't like that.
Like that.
I don't like that because, what's the golden rule of sports betting? When everybody goes one way, what do? You have to go the other way, right? That's the feeling I get with this game right here. I got a feeling, what do you guys think? You got a feeling like 80-90% of the audience is going to be on Minnesota here. Chicago White Sox, 5-5 last 10. The Twins off a series against the Astros had a really good series. That was a good game yesterday. 3-2 was the final. Yeah, I watched that game. So as you guys know, I've been doing these parlays, these $2 parlays, and I've been winning. Yesterday, I had 7 of the 8 parlays. Oh man, I was just kicking myself because the game I lost was the Chicago White Sox against Miami, and I looked at that game late, and I was saying, you know what, I got this. I think I got this because I think that it was like 3-2 or something like that for Chicago. And I'm like, what the hell happened? Because I was watching the Minnesota game, and when they won that game with that the home run, Vasquez home run, I said, boom, I think we got it. So I look at my ticket, and I'm like, crap. I said I had the White Sox plus 1.5 runs, and they lost 7-4. They were winning that game. So I had St. Louis was a win. I had the Tigers was a win. I had San Francisco plus 1.5. I had Minnesota on the money line. Texas Rangers, I believe they won, right? Oh yeah, they won handily. Seattle, Mariners. Oh no, wait, Seattle. I had Toronto on the money line. Yeah, I had Toronto plus 1.5. Okay, I would have lost anyways. And then I had the Red Sox. All right, I forgot about that Toronto game. But anyways, you get on these runs, and then you look at a game. You ever do that? You watch a game and then you come back to it. It's like, what happened? What the hell? Like, it was 3-2. Next thing you know, it's 7-4. Anyways, back to this one. Hey, a little Ron rant in the morning on a Monday. Minnesota against the 19-8 against C-type teams. And let me see here. Coming off a win, 13-8. Coming off a win as a home favorite, 3-0. I don't know how you take Chicago here, eh? I don't think you take Flexen. You go with Chris Paddock, and you go Minnesota. Minnesota, 172. Maybe you marry it with a parlay, a 2-team parlay, right? But give me Minnesota, and let's put it on the board.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, Chicago White Sox still crushed over their 9th inning collapse yesterday. Yeah, that's, man, unbelievable, right? Jim, I got a feeling that the Twins will score at least 5 runs team total over Jermaine Connolly. You know what? That's a pretty good. The Twins 5 runs. Let me see the last 5 games. The Twins are averaging 7.6, 8 last 3, 6.8 the last 10, 6.5. Yeah, the Minnesota the baseball is like a beach ball right now. They're just hitting really well. All right, let's go to LA, where the Halos are going to face off against the Texas Rangers. John Gray is going to go here for Texas. He'll be up against Davis Daniel of the Los Angeles Angels. Daniel 1-1 in the year, 2.70 ERA. John Gray, the man of Gray, 3-4, 3.92 ERA. Minus 139 is the line. My line was 165. Look at that. I had minus 165 on my line, minus 139. So you're getting a Walmart discount today with the Texas Rangers, who I think is going to start a run. I got a feeling Texas is going to go on this run, and I'm going to go Texas here today. I think we're getting good value, and if you look at their record, let me see here, as a road favorite, only 5-7. Houston, LA Angels, 13-9 as a home underdog. But look at that, 13 runs yesterday, 4-3 over the Rays, 3-0. And so they swept the Rays three games straight, and now they're on the road. Any good, let me see here, any good stats backing us up here? Road teams coming off a 6-game homestand this year, 57-37. Texas got to do better on the road, though. Only 3-10 on the road last 30 days. That, boy, I don't like that. Hey, that scares me just a bit. LA Angels 8-4 last 30 days at Halo Stadium. And but you know what? Again, analytics be damned. Give me the I'm gonna go with the hotter team. I'm gonna go with Texas, and hopefully John Gray gets us that win today. Give me the Texas Rangers minus 137, and you can put it on the board.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, now I can ask does the time zone change matter at all? You know what, time zone, I don't really see time zone a big factor in baseball. It's a good question. Maybe I'll do some research today, and I'll give you guys some numbers on what I found. I'll do some research on that, Jermaine, and I'll bring it on the show tomorrow. I think time zone, it's I don't know if it's a football thing, but you would think, right? In football, you got a day or 2 or 3 days to recover before you travel. But baseball teams, yeah, you can sometimes you see a team play on a Sunday afternoon, and next thing you know, they're playing Monday night and on the West Coast. But I'll do some research on that, and I'll just give you a little. Let me try this. Let me do this. Okay. Let me see. We'll pick one team. Let's pick away team. We'll pick. We'll do Atlanta. We'll do Atlanta away team coming off a home win. Right? That should give us an idea. That's a good question, though. That is a really good question. Coming off a. Do I got a home game? Yeah, good. Coming off a home game. Here we go. All right, so Atlanta as a road team coming off a home game this season. Oh, but I want West Coast, though. Yeah, how do I get West Coast? Crap. All right, I'll do some research on that and see if I can do it. I don't know if I got West Coast teams. Oh yeah, I do. Look at that. I got American League West and National League West. All right. So let's do this. We can do any team too. So yeah, we can do any team, away team coming off a home game versus an NL West division opponent. 19-7. So you see, not a big factor. How about American League teams? All right, versus American League West division opponents. Yeah, that was a great question. 11-19. See, not bad, eh? Yeah, it's not. So it does not. I don't see a big. How about favorites? But you got to do away favorites because yeah, they're on the road, coming off a home game against 5-8, 7-6. So yeah, a little bit of a factor right there. Let me see. National League West. 7-5. Yeah, nothing like college football, right? Man, it's but that's a great question, Jermaine. I love that. All right, let's take a look at that. Speaking of Atlanta, there they are on the West Coast against Arizona. Gilbert Diaz going to go here for the D-backs. He'll be up against Chris Sale, the lefty of the Atlanta Braves. Now, the bookmakers making the Braves a 180 favorite. 8 is the total. I got 4.5 to 3.32, the over-under, landing on 7.82. Arizona's been a hitting machine of late, right? Look at this. The last 5 games, wow. Hey, bench boss, look at this. 9 runs for the last 5 games. The Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks, man, the ball's like a beach ball for them right now. 4.6, though. The pitching has not been great for Atlanta. Atlanta's playing a little bit better right now. 5.67 runs for last 3 games. 2.8 on runs against. Not that great. Not bad. And Atlanta on the road against B-type teams, 4.6. I just, Gilbert Diaz. Hey, first of all, who's Gilbert Diaz? That's number one. Let's find out who Gilbert Diaz is. It's not like not like we're getting Zach 10-gallon hat here. Let me check out on Diaz's numbers. A bullpen guy, or is he a call-up? Hang on here. Let me do this. Gilbert Diaz. Call-up from AAA Reno. All right. So let me see his last few outings. 6 innings. Oh wow. So last start July 1st against Sacramento, 6 innings, 0 hits, earned run, man, 13 Ks. Wow. Hey guys, I think we got a ringer coming in here tonight at Chase Stadium. I'm going to take a flyer. Here on, I'm going to go with the hotter team. And the hotter team right now is the Arizona Diamondbacks. In fact, look at their last 10 games. 6-4, 4-1 last 5, averaging 9 runs. I'm going to go D-backs here. Let me see what the run line is. Arizona run line. Plus 105, and you're getting plus a run and a half. Give me Arizona, and you can put it on the board.
You can put it on the board, yeah!
All right, so let's, Texas. Did I give you guys that Texas pick? Or what did I say? Did I like Texas? I think, yeah, Texas. I took Texas. Yeah. All right, recap. Let's recap. Let's go back to, actually, you know what? I'll do this. I'll go to my dashboard. Go to my computer picks. D-backs live, Jermaine Conley. Now you can ask, all right, time zone. Yeah, we already did that. Which World Series future long shot you guys like the best? 50% says the Boston Red Sox right now. So the audience likes the Boston Red Sox plus 6,000, 50%. Houston getting the second money at 44%. Only 6% is on my pick on Texas. Hey, we'll see. Let's wait till September. And then, so remember this, July 8th, Texas Rangers plus 7,000 at 6%. Let's see if we can, and again, I'm not asking Texas to win the World Series. Just make the playoffs. And then we'll start hedging off that 7,000. Hey, that's all you got to do. You don't have to win it. Just make the playoffs. Playoffs? Hey, Jim?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Yeah, we are talking playoffs. All right, so recap. New York Mets, Pittsburgh, give me the under 8.5. St. Louis, Washington, give me Washington plus 1.5 runs. Cleveland and Detroit, give me Detroit plus 1.5 runs. Give me the over in Colorado, Cincinnati. I'm going to take the Twinkies over the White Sox. I'm going Texas over the Halos, and I'm going to take Arizona plus 1.5 runs over the Atlanta Braves, and you can put on the board. And as Stone Cold would say,
and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
All right, we all know what time it is, right, Alan? It's 80% club time.
We talking about practice, not a game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
No, it's not silly at all, because we are talking about the 80% Club stats, courtesy of the Raymond Report. You can get the Raymond Report each and every day right here at atsstats.com. And guys, did you know college football's coming? And you want that information, and we got some great articles right now on the front page. I'll show you guys some of the articles we're doing for college football and teams. What I'm doing is I'm going through every conference and I'm looking at teams to see which teams we can get that sweet spot to bet them, right? Miles Malcolus as a road team, and the total's 8.5 to 9 in the last 20 games, 17-3 to the under. When the Bucks are a home favorite and the spread's a picking to 120, the under 14-3-3 in the last 20. Minnesota's a home or road team, totals 8.5 to 9-1 last 10 games. And the Texas Rangers, anytime they're a road team, last 4 years after a non-division game, coming off a 3-game win streak, and they're coming off a right-handed pitcher. The over is 9-1 in their next contest. And you can get all the 80% Club stats right here today at atsstats.com. And here's the thing I was telling you about. So if you look at Nebraska, the Cornhusker, any Cornhusker fans out there? So let's take a look here. September 7th against Colorado. Nebraska struggled against Colorado last season, losing 36-14. Look for the Huskers to seek redemption to cover the spread at home. And this is what the college football. So I give you guys some nice sweet spots on what to bet on those type of teams. Right now I'm doing the Big Ten. And also, if you're looking for transfers, right? You know, like a lot in college football, man, that's the word of the day, the transfer portal, right? And if you want to get more of the, you know, where did everybody go? I got a top 10 transfer portal. Where is it? Top 10 college best off-season transfer portal article right here. And I'll give you the number one. I think Ohio State did very well. Look at that. Getting Will Howard from Kansas State. I think that was one of the best transfer acquired. And if you want to get the top 10 best college football off-season transfer portals, check it out right here. All the articles, all the college football. And if you want to look at the college football, click on CFB down here, categories. And this is where all the articles will be, right? So I'll give you all the rankings, offensive rankings of all the teams in the conference, and some good stuff here to get you ready for college football season. All right, guys. Hey, you know what? Pretty good show today. Pretty good show.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
And I think we accomplished a lot of things here today. All right, dang computer acting up, so I missed most of the show, says Jerry Davis. Oh, say Jerry. That's why we do it on YouTube, so you can catch the replay. But hopefully you have yourself a great day, Jerry. And the bullpen, hope you guys have a rest of a winning day. And hope we meet up at the Winner's Circle tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow on a Ruby Tuesday to give you another edition of the Baseball Show. As always, don't forget, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back Tuesday on another edition of the Baseball Show. Cheers. Nice and loud.